Glass pieces basically is chemistry function. You put pure silica in if you want pure clear glass, plus nitrate and several other items to make crystal. And if you want colored glass, you will add a metal oxide, is how it's best preferred to give it some sort of color. And in batches up to 1,000 pounds, sometimes there's only a few ounces of a metal oxide introduced into the mix to give the colors. (1888) was the initial visit to Tiffin by A.J. Beatty and Sons Glass Company. The Tiffin Board of Trade offered them a substantial amount of money, $35,000 cash, plus land and 5 years of free natural gas. They moved their 502 employees from Steubenville to Tiffin and began the factory. Well, the name Tiffin Glass actually evolved from when United States Glass Company bought out the Beatties in 1892. Tiffin Glass itself was never the official name of the factory. It was called Tiffin Glass and did evolve into Tiffin Art Glass for a short period of time in the early 60s. But there was never an official designation as Tiffin Glass as the factory name.
Well, I think we have so far accumulated a really nice gathering of things from very early and right down to the last production. They did a tremendous variety of glasses. You can see it's color-wise and type of glass also. Everybody has their favorite time. And their time frame depends on the colors and the styles, that type of thing. So if we have people that are interested in the 20s, 30s glass, then they're going to be enjoying the colors of that era. And some of them are stuck on the 40s, 50s, and some even later. So it depends on their personal taste and the colors that they love.
We've just recently opened an archival room which does display several different kinds of molds and explains the process of how the glass was made in molds, either blown in or pressed in. And it was either machine pressed or hand pressed. There were two types of operations there. But to briefly explain the difference, most pieces that are hollow and small are blown. Pieces that are solid are pressed glass.
I think the most unique things are the modern pieces that they only had for a limited time in production, and those were all hand done. They blew into a mold and then took their tools and shaped those to various catalog dimensions. And we've measured some of those when we were working on books. They're within fractions of inches of the catalog dimensions. That took skill, that took a lot of expertise on the parts of those finishers and the blowers themselves.
Well, strangely enough, some of the jobs were titled boys, carryover boys, gathering boys, and so forth. And very early in glass production, they actually were boys, 10, 11, 12-year-old boys working in the factory to do these hazardous jobs. When the child labor laws came into reality, those things changed, but the titles did not change. We have pictures of carryover boys. The gentlemen look to be in their 70s, so it's a little bit of a misnomer, but that was the name used throughout the glass industry for the various positions that had boys working in them originally.
The really beautiful things were the hand-fashioned things like the pheasants and the fish, all done by hand, but they shaped the bodies and took their tools, pulled the tails and so forth out to shape it and make it look very realistic. They just made what they liked and what appealed to them, and the workers were allowed to do that using glass left over from the day's runs, and they were allowed to take them home to their family and friends.
Many of the tools that were used to fashion and form glass were actually made out of wood that would be soaked in water until they were put into use.
I think the artists themselves created a lot of the things and shaped them to their desires and thoughts.
If you want to know what Tiffin glass feels like, pick it up and touch it. It has a satiny, smooth feel to it, where a lot of the other glass does not.
We've been here for 16 years. We still enjoy it all and appreciate the beauty of it and just the art of it.